It's Wednesday, August 21st. I'm Sam Seder.
And I'm Lucie Steiner. Which one of these stories will you be talking about today?
Trump blows the White Nationalist bullhorn from the Oval Office, calling Jews who vote for Democrats either stupid or disloyal. Meanwhile, the NRA has already managed to get Trump to back off his recent calls for expanded background checks. And lastly, the Border Patrol says they will not provide flu vaccines to migrant children in border camps, even though the infection has killed at least 3 of these children in custody this year.
You're listening to Majority.fm's AM Quickie, and these are the stories you need to know.
Donald Trump is catching major heat for a comment he made in the Oval Office on Tuesday afternoon, in which he called American Jews who vote for Democrats either stupid or disloyal. The smear, which covers about 80% of the nation's Jews, comes after Trump again baselessly accused Representative Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar of hating Jews and publicly urged Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to stop them from entering Israel. If not now, a youth-led progressive Jewish advocacy group called Trump's words a bullhorn to his white nationalist base. A Jewish Voice for Peace Action told Newsweek that Trump's comments play into the anti-Semitic trope of Jews holding dual loyalty and were, quote, wildly disconnected from reality. And just in case you were wondering, folks, AIPAC has not yet had a chance to comment on Trump's statement, but we'll be sure to let you know just as soon as they figure out what they're going to say. The Atlantic reports that Donald Trump spoke with NRA Chief Wayne LaPierre on Tuesday to promise that he would not move forward on his initial calls for bipartisan background check legislation in response to 2 mass shootings earlier this month that left 32 people dead. LaPierre confirmed he spoke to the president but didn't provide any details about the call. He was too busy looking for a new mansion. In his initial response to the mass shootings earlier this month, Trump vowed that he'd work with Democrats and Republicans to come up with bipartisan legislation on background checks, including red flag laws. The flip-flop likely stems from a 2-week-long vacation in which Trump met with multiple pro-gun advocates, including the NRA's Wayne LaPierre.
Majority.fm's AM Quickie is fueled by justcoffee.coop. Just Coffee is a worker-owned coffee roaster based in Madison, Wisconsin that has sponsored the Majority Report for nearly a decade. Check out their collection of fair trade roasts, including our own Majority Report blend. And regardless of what you order, receive 10% off your order when you use the code MAJORITY at checkout. And all shipping is free. That's coupon code MAJORITY at justcoffee.coop.
CNBC reports that the U.S. won't be vaccinating migrant families in holding centers ahead of this year's flu season, despite calls from doctors to boost efforts to fight the infection. The Centers for Disease Control recommends annual flu shots for everyone more than 6 months old. Earlier this month, 2 top House Democrats wrote to Customs and Border Patrol, as well as to the Department of Health and Human Services, raising concerns over the spread of influenza in detention centers after at least 3 children died in custody as a result of the flu. The United States had previously gone a decade without any children dying while under U.S. immigration custody. Now for some quicker quickies.
Quicker Quickie.
Politico reports that the FDIC board voted 3-1 Tuesday to give big banks more leeway to make risky short-term bets in financial markets that you and I will have to cover if they go south, by loosening a landmark regulation known as the Volcker rule. A new CNN poll finds 65% of Americans say current economic conditions are good, but that's down since May, representing the first significant decline in public perception of the economy during Donald Trump's presidency. The AP reports that Democrats plan to spend at least $1.2 million on ads in Maine to defeat Susan Collins, including a TV spot that accuses Collins of failing to protect Medicare. And from the Chicago Tribune, Pete Buttigieg held a self-described grassroots campaign rally on Chicago's South Side on Tuesday night, but the overwhelmingly white audience he drew to the event in a historic black neighborhood reinforced the difficulty the Democratic presidential hopeful has in connecting with African-American voters.
Quicker Quickie.
That's it, folks. Thanks for listening to Majority.fm's AM Quickie. Lucie?
Thank you, Sam. Don't forget to check out the Majority Report today at noon, wherever your podcasts are found.